Because they were so shitty.
We can't hear you. What's that? Oh, I've got a little bit of sun here just to.
Are you wanting that?
North Harbour Pride struck with injury. How did they make their way through to here?
So they lost to us in game 1. Oh no, drew with us in game 1. With AFC Spitfire.
I believe it's the North Harbour Pride taking on the Metro Lions. So today, the North Harbour Pride 39-18 winners over the Hamilton Hawks. Metro Lions winning big over the Wellington Wolves 40-13. And that is what makes them, oh, there's a couple of games beforehand. Metro Lions 36-20 wins over the Hamilton Hawks and 37-33 winners. North Harbour Pride over the Wellington City Wolves.
Yeah. The Hamilton Hawks sides are young. I don't think there's a single kid over 18.
Really?
18 or 19, yeah.
Breed them young.
Yeah.
Put them in the fire early.
Yeah. Well, it's that. It's exactly that. They're not exactly the level of the competition. So they go, oh, we'll just get bigger and faster and stronger, or we'll just know what we play. We're not going to, I'll be a weak side corner, I'll be a strong side corner.
Shiraz looked old, looked laboured.
Yeah.
No, I was like, I was just doing some practice commentary on this. He sits it, just put down an absolute sitter in the end zone. It was like so hard to catch. I was
convinced he was like in the huddle going, all right, I write ball to Shiraz on 1. Yeah. Because they just like would go on and the ball would always go down. It's like, something else open.
Who's your big QB?
Our one was Tupu.
Tupu, yeah.
So he was an Auckland boy. And our Christchurch QB's got a burst in the shoulder, so he can't throw.
Oh, I was going to say,
he didn't make the trip.
He missed a couple of opens.
Yeah.
Without being an asshole.
No, exactly. That first half was just deep bombs. It's like, just get the first down.
There was one where he had the first down right here.
Yep.
And completely overlooked it.
Just throw it to DT at the end zone, eh?
Yeah. I was like, boy, pick up that first down.
Because he's used a 24-hour clock.
They're the same team in one
I'll tell you what game looks a lot more fun to be playing.
What was that?
I'll tell you which game looks a lot more fun to be playing.
Yeah, the Raiders one. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
I just found out I'm not calling it. Yeah.
Really? Really? Yeah, I've read like a lot of oh, really?
Yeah, the Pro Boys were saying that they're down to 7 players.
Yeah.
Injuries.
Yeah, it's who else is down to injuries? Hawke's Bay have lost a couple of players. They've lost Ariel, who was their started safety.
Oh no.
Which means Harvey's now gone from pass rush to safety for that side. I'm trying to think what else. Top
We
box.
can't hear you. We can't even hear you. Can you hear you?
How are you? Good.
Can you hear you? Oh, okay. Okay. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Paul Lawrence. Yeah. Only thing I've caught is penalty flags.
You're doing kickoff.
Cool.
Melon. Yeah, kickoff with a rugby ball.
What is this? So this is a semi-final? No, quarter-final. What is this?
This is placing final. So we had
Placing.
quarterfinals, no, semi-finals before.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is 9 and 10, and I want to say 5 and 6 here, or 7 and 8.
We need to work that out.
Yeah.
Where is 70?
Oh, I think it's on. Is that not on one of the pieces of paper we got given? No.
No, they're just going to play touch, I think. He's not even going to play flag, play like rugby.
Nah, I've got my technical phone here. We were in Div 1 for a while. We've been in Div 2 the last couple of seasons. Oh, is she in New Zealand now? Oh, man. Yeah. Last I heard was she was still over there.
Sweet.
Cool.
Test.
He might be doing the squat and then you might do the 7 yards. 7 yards from Ethan.
Yes, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I'm in.
I can do the full game if you want to chill out. It's all good.
Sweet.
Just a quick one, Warren. Your reserve bench is over there. Underneath there. Right? Reserve bench. Over there. Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. So you put something good for the cameras. Reserve bench over there. Where's celebration zone? Hey, 2 pumps.
Kia ora everybody. Welcome along to the Unitec grounds here in West Auckland. What a day for it. Of course, you can hear the celebrations around. Brendan McGurk, Mark Peard covering you what is the Flag Football Championships, brought to you by New Zealand American Football Federation. Thanks so much to Sky Sport Next. And Brendan, an interesting matchup. We get to see the placing final between the Metro Lions versus the North Harbour Pride, and both these teams a little banged up.
Yeah, it's been the story of the competition of the team who is the healthiest goes the furthest. With North Harbour Pride, I think they're down about 2 or 3 players from when they started the tournament, along with Metro Lions, who, although they had more player numbers, are still down 2 players as the games have gone on. So it's survival of the fittest.
Survival of the fittest indeed, and we will see. It looks like the Metro Lions are going to be starting off on offence. A bit of flexing going on. The boys are all very, very excited knowing that they are on the stream, that they'll be seen live. And probably a good chance to bring out our sideline commentator down there, Paul Lawrence. And Paul, give us a little talk about the rabbit holes on the ground that they've been filled up overnight, and how these can affect the players running the long routes.
It's an interesting game.
A little bit of another obstacle, another element to the game that's a little bit more tricky. There's a few rabbit scratchings, a few droppings still on the side of the field actually. But the team at NZAFF went around and actually filled in a whole lot of the holes with some buckets, and it's been a bit of ground maintenance throughout the day actually, throughout the weekend. It's a challenge, guys. It's actually a challenge, but other than that, the grounds are pretty nice. They're in great condition, and it is allowing us, with the dry weather, to actually get a lot of running football, which is really good. So coming into these last few matches, I think we're going to see a few long balls, which is exciting. It's what AFC and the rest of NZAFF is about.
Totally, and I mean, there's a bit of wind down there. We can hear it through the microphones. I mean, the team that it's obviously facing downfield with the wind. Any advantage to that, Brendan? Would you be? I mean, you've just played out there as well. The advantage of having that wind at your back when you're running those routes.
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage of those deep balls where you don't have to use your arm strength as much to get it down there. But as you know, it's all about the short passing, and the wind won't affect it as much. So if you've got a strong arm quarterback, the wind won't be an issue. But if you've got someone who's a bit tired after a couple of days, he's really going to be looking forward for when they've got that wind at their back and they can really take advantage of it.
Brilliant. I tell you what, cool story too if you're at home to learn about with this North Harbour Pride team, and they're in the crimson colours. They're all out on the field starting to warm up. We'll hear about them as well. But these are the group of friends that actually started off playing Madden. They were all into Madden. They also, were fit university students and decided, man, let's put the controllers down and run a few routes ourselves. And this is where they've got to. And that's the great thing about flag football, not only in this country but around the world. The non-contact means anyone can get out there and play.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a great understanding of the game. You've got a guy that understands, oh, look, Julio Jones in Madden, he does that slant route. I exactly know how to run that slant route. And that's my bread and butter, and that's what I'll do.
And what do we know about this Metro Lions side? From the weekend's experience, we know that they love to talk. They're a good team. They've got everything they need on offense, and they're pretty good defensively as well.
Yeah, they've got Darcy, who wears number 1 on their team. Now, he was a member of the HPU, and he was an absolute stalwart on defence. And he has the uncanny ability to dissect an offense before it's even played based on formations. Real student of film, and he's just very intelligent. Look for him to make some huge plays.
All right, we're getting underway, and it is the Metro Lions who will take the ball on possession. Quarterback Martino Meredith gets the snap, 3 wide receivers out, and passes back to his centre. Now this is a fun one, isn't it? This is Ezra Meredith, who gets it through. Oh, they've let the flag go.
Yep, made first down.
Made first down, and there
ball.
we have it. That was good movement from the hips, wasn't it?
That was great movement.
Yeah, Ezra just, he caught the ball, and of course you need to rip one of the flags off completely. And as you can see there, swiveled the hips, and North Harbour Pride give up a big play in the first throw of the game. And Brendan, it's pretty simple, isn't it? You've got 4 plays to get to halfway, and then another 4 plays to get into the end zone, and you get yourself 6 points.
That's exactly it. So again, 4 plays to get to the cone, or the white lines as you see halfway. And then he's got resets once they get to that first down, and then they get another 4 plays to get to the end zone. He's caught it just in front.
Oh, well done.
And the play ends. So now it's 2nd and short, or 2nd and goal.
There we go. Connor Regan with the catch, and Meredith buying himself some time, wheeling out to the right, just giving him that nice throw into the wind as well, I must say. So good, strong arm there from the quarterback of the Metro Lions, Martino Meredith. There goes the break.
Now you see them here. They're lined up in a bunch formation.
Which means they're all nice and tight. And the 3-player wide receivers will go out. Centre's out there as well.
Cool.
Meredith
Nice
looking.
left, caught for a touchdown.
Perfect.
No flags on the play.
There we go. First points on the board for the Metro Lions. And it was the man who made the big play to begin with, Connor Regan, who then takes it in for a touchdown. Nice catch, nice throw. Good start for the Metro Lions.
And Metro are going for 1.
So here's the 1-point conversion. Now, if they take it back another 10 yards, you should go for a 2-point conversion. But they've chosen to go for 1 here.
Then I know trips right, or trips left.
There There we go.
Crossing
Everyone's
routes.
running, crossing. Oh,
Oh,
there we go. We had a slip in the background there, Connor Egan. Busy offensive stand for Connor Egan. Managed to pull in that long ball, also score the touchdown, and had all eyes on him for that extra point. And Metro Lion will have to settle there for the touchdown and not get the extras. So let's see what the North Harbour Pride could do as their offense rolls out. Of course, they've had to have a change at quarterback. David Tupu will be throwing the ball, and their centre and normal quarterback, Dylan Kirk, hikes it back to him. He's hurt his shoulder.
short pass across the middle, flag pulled.
I mean, that's methodical, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how you march down the field. That's how you march. And Paul, what have you seen down there?
Yeah, I'm just noting you've got the tall gentleman on the far side of the field with the orange hair, standout orange on the red tops. You can't miss it. Mitch, you look for him on the outside. He's very, very fast, and he's got the height and the jumping ability to make those deep snags as well. Just seeing out there, looks like we've got a false start. Against the Harbour, North Harbour Pride, the team with the ball in the red at the moment. Like yesterday, I was actually guarding up on Mitch on the outside, and he ran a deep route on me and ended up pulling up lane, pulled my hammy, which was a bit of a shame. So here we go, he's running a go now, comes across on the post.
Same play. And good flag grabbing there from the Metro Lions. So basically, explain a false start to those watching who aren't familiar, Brendan, to the game.
So general rule of thumb is the quarterback will go down, set, hut. Once the quarterback says set, there can be no movement on the line. So that's a false start. What you're finding now with flag football is they won't actually give the option for a set, or they'll go a silent snap, which means there's no chance of that false start. So what we're looking for is now is if the receiver takes a forward step or doesn't wobble on the line. It's quite obvious and it's quite embarrassing because it can ruin a drive.
Well, Tupou there finds himself Dylan Kirk again, and that's 3 throws in a row that have gone to Kirk. I'm going to go ahead and put this out there, gentlemen. I've got a feeling Kirk's going to be a big part of the receiving game early on. That's just a prediction, as we've seen the offensive set. So they've got one more. What are we on now? Second. So they've got 2 more attempts to try and make it to halfway. Ball hike back to Tupou. He gets it out, and more great flag grabbing there. These Metro Lions, man, they're sharp. They're tight. And this is 4th down. This is a big play for the Harbour. I mean, they need this Harbour Pride to stay with the Metro Lions, who are looking very, very sharp straight away on offense.
Yeah, they've got to get about 19 yards here. So watch a couple of hitches up to about that line, and then they'll come back and catch it.
Right, so they don't want to go too long. They just need to get over halfway to reset the downs and try and get 4 more. Tupou under pressure. Oh, he's got a few ones line. And there we go again.
Caught.
That man again.
This flag pull. Great job. Keeps the dream alive.
Just keeps on going down the field. Is that Dylan Kirk? That's his 4th reception now. So she's all go. And Harbour Heat bringing on some subs. Harbour Pride, of course, a whole lot of mates that met playing Madden and decided, hey, this is fun. Let's give flag a go. And have performed admirably throughout the weekend for the national champs. Little offload there. It's a running play. And he's going to get in.
Touchdown.
There we go. Touchdown.
That's the first running play I've seen all tournament.
That's a bit of a shock. We do like to throw the ball around, but yep, that was really well done. So the difference between a running play and whether the teams can pass forward and back, how does that work, Brendan?
So yeah, I mean you can hand it off to a running back. So what they had there is they had a jet sweep, which means the receiver comes down, runs between the quarterback and the centre. Therefore, the pass is semi-forward. It counts, and he just runs on.
We got the 1-pointer as well. So, North Harbour Pride taking a lead. It was a nice wee pass there.
Yep.
Tupou looks very, very comfortable considering he's been asked to play quarterback due to the injury of the shoulder of Dylan Kirk, who seems to be making all the catches now.
Cool.
It's a bit of a, I mean, it's a tough one, isn't it? When you've been playing all tournament in one position, and then you've got the keys to the car to try and drive the offense the whole length of the field during the time where the seedings happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll get a second look now at the Metro Lions offense as they roll back out, of course.
Yep.
Harbour back on D.
And a trips left formation.
Trips left, that means 3 of the receivers are all out to the left. Here we go, Meredith Head fake. Nice.
Cool. Short ball across the middle, missed flagpole. An extra 2 yards there.
And again, he has got quite a hookup happening right now with Connor Egan, and those two are poetry in motion as they make their way up the field. A little bit of a niggle there, or injury it looked like to, was it Eddie Taylor who had a bit of a fall down there in one of those rabbit holes?
Yeah, Eddie's had a bit of an issue all season. He's been a champion and playing through.
Here we go, Metro Lions.
Short pass number.
It's Thomas Nian, and he is a very tidy player. Watching him yesterday, he reminds me of a Maurice Jones-Drew.
Very nuggety.
Yep, it's what you'd call your typical nugget, but a clean set of heels.
Clean heels, safe hands.
Yep, safe hands and elusive. And the Metro Lions liking to stack all their wide receivers in nice and tight to the centre. And I mean, that usually means trouble, doesn't it? Metro Lions haven't taken long to get up to the halfway mark. Meredith again, head fake, shoulder twist, and there we go.
Deep ball to Darcy.
Beautiful deep ball. Darcy Williams brings it in.
Yep.
And that's too easy.
I think he had his flag pulled right before he came over.
Oh, they
just
did.
Short,
there
just
we
short.
Go. Paul, you had a much better view of that. How close?
Oh, it's a game of inches. It is an absolute game of inches. The thing is with the flag, you can extend the ball out. And if you get the ball past the line, break the plane, then it's 6 points, easy money. But Darcy, flag pull.
Meredith again, nice and close to the line. This should be easy. Oh, little scoop through. The two wide receivers seem to run into each other there. Meredith got some time on his hands. Oh, just close there. Wow. Wow, that should have... I mean, that was a tough one to try and catch, but you want to try and catch those ones and get off the field and get the defence back out into the hot sun. You don't want to hang around too long out there.
A little trick with these kind of short distance passes is if you need a touchdown or a first down, it's really simple for the quarterback to just get the ball and then shovel pass it forward, especially if you only need 1 yard.
I think Thomas Nunn probably would have preferred a little shovel pass there rather than get the graze on his arms. And there we go. There's that clean set of hands we were talking about. Tiptoed into the end zone. And I mean, that's 2 from 2. Metro Lions charging up the field. And they look like they're in complete control here. Now, what are we looking down there, Paul? Is they going for 1 point, or are they?
They are. They've got one. So we're currently looking at how they're going to come out. Should be a nice floater across the top, I reckon, to that back pylon on that far corner. I think that's where we're going to see number 1 or 15 head.
Do we call him Paul Lawrence, or we call him Tony Romo? Here we go. Fades over. Courts back. Darcy, again, great set of hands. And the 1 point is complete. It's good to see that the scoreboard is facing the wrong way, but it makes it. What are we at? There we go. Everyone's a part of the community here. You've got people playing both wide receivers and defensive backs. You've got people filling in rabbit holes. You've got people playing games and then jumping on the commentary team. It's a community effort, team. It's a community effort, and I just saw one of the referees bend down and grab one of the scores and put it up. All right, back to the North Harbour Pride. They've looking like they're trying to be methodical as well.
Yeah, but you look at them to go down and on their third, maybe fourth attempt to get it just over. They're not going to go bomb it down.
No.
They just want to control the clock.
It's Tupou with the fake pitch forward. He's got himself in a bit of trouble. Can we do a spin? No. Darcy not only catching the extras, but also catching tags on defence. Remember, a lot of these players will play both sides of the ball, which isn't common in the American game that we see broadcast into our lounges on a Monday and a Tuesday. Of course, you have one specialised position and you're doing nothing else, but not here in New Zealand, the flag football national champs. North Harbour Pride having another roll. Tupou rolls out to his right. It's a big bomb and easy pick. That's the turnover that the Metro Lions were looking for. Means we will now see, because they intercepted the ball, we will now see the Metro Lions offense come back out onto the field.
They will start with it at their 5.
Harbour Pride, the defenders will roll back out. So, I mean, you've been involved in these games, Brendan. What does that feel like when you know they've just come down and scored and then you throw a pick? How's the morale on the team?
Yeah, it depends on the team. I think these guys will be pretty good, but it just ruins the flow of the game. If you're methodical and you get down and then you throw a pick right at the end, it just almost feels like you've done all that work for nothing.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Meredith on the snap, fakes the ball forward. There we go.
Cool.
We've got a
Flag
flag
on
being
the play.
pulled, so it's a free play. We'll see what happens in it. Now, was that a flag on the defense or the offense? This will determine where the ball is set. All right, let's go down to Paul Lawrence. He's got the inside word. Tell us what happened, Paul. What does that mean?
Yeah, so there's kind of it's a rule that you don't get in contact. The rule on the field by the referee is obstructing the pass rusher. So as you'll see, the man in the middle with the red shirt and the orange laces, he puts his hand up, which means that he has right of way. So he's just put his hand up there. Right of way means that the centre has to get out of his way. In that instance, the centre did not get out of his way. He impeded the pass rusher, and it's a half the distance to the goal penalty.
All right, so the Lions back at it and went to their same player again. It's the big number 3, Eddie Taylor, who we were saying has been struggling through injury, but done very, very well there and carved off a good 10, 15 yards there, would you say, Brendan?
Yeah.
Remember,
no.
we're playing. This is football here, folks. We would love to be talking in metres, but it's just not football to be talking in metres.
No, it's, again, as we said, dink and dunk plays down the field on that third, maybe that fourth, they'll get to the halfway and refresh their set of downs and control the clock.
Split wide receivers now, 2 to the left and 1 to the right, and it's a
No,
stop-go route. There we go, stop-go route, and
flag
is pulled. That's a beautiful play. You can see.
That was an option, a great high-low read. So what we mean by that is the quarterback reads, he sees where the defender's up, he reads high. If the safety's or his guy's free, he's going to throw it deep. If there's a safety or a top guarding him, all right, he'll just go this simple pass down below. So it's a game of chess.
It is indeed. 3 wide receivers stacked to the left. Meredith gets the ball in hand, and there's a lot of pressure on him, but he's evaded that pressure, passed it out to his brother, and are they going to give him the touchdown?
Just short.
Just short. I tell you what, some evasive hips. We've seen some great hip movement from Ezra.
Yeah, great hip movements. Carol's right, those hips don't lie.
He almost wiggled his way through, but they will be probably half a yard short, maybe 1 yard. 1 yard away. Those who can't actually see it, Paul Lawrence is he's signalling up to us in the commentary box the exact amount of yards. We're going to call it 1 yard. So Meredith again, he's got 2 wide receivers to his left. Little shovel route looking there.
Oh, tipped off the fingers.
Off the fingertips. Ezra again had a chance to score. And the Metro Lions, though, they're ticking along, aren't they, nicely? 13 points to 7 over the Pride, and every time they've had the ball, they've looked likely.
Yeah, it's more likely than not that they'll score, and they've been like that all game. And with flag football, because it's a game of one-on-ones, a defensive turnover is a game changer.
Yeah.
A pick six, that pick that they had just before, that'll be the thing that wins it for them.
Right. Tino Meredith, a little wee shovel pass there to Thomas
Lateral
Rowan.
to Darcy,
Lateral and
shovel.
Look at that. I mean, you can draw them up, you can practice them, but when they come off and it's on TV, don't you look good?
Yeah. So why that was legal, because all those back passes were done backwards. Right, the pass goes forward, can only happen once, which was that shovel right across the goal line in the corner.
The old lateral, it's called in American football, but in New Zealand we call it just a rugby pass, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pass it backwards. So Meredith looking to get the extras now. 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Let's see if he goes to Darcy again. He does. There it is. Lock it in. Another 1 point. And the Lions on fire, marching up the field. And what is that? 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns.
Easy.
Too easy at the moment. Feel a bit sorry for the North Harbour Pride, who have said that they have got a lot of injuries and, of course, a change to their starting quarterback.
Again, anything can change. Watch a pick be run back for a touchdown and it being a single score game.
We'll see what can happen here as the North Harbour Pride line up. And what are they running there? They've got 2 wide receivers out to the left, 1 onto the right. I reckon there we go, little under route. There we go, back to the meat and potatoes.
Safe and simple.
That's it. And Kirk carves off another 10 yards as they move towards that halfway line. Try and get themselves another 4 plays to make it happen. cheering in the background as another game that's happening.
That was a one-handed touchdown.
One-handed touchdown in the Raiders game back there, but back to ours, and David Tupou holds it up. Little sideways lateral.
Double
forward
QB
pass.
set for a first down.
There we go. Dylan Kirk's got a bit of wheels. His shoulder might be puckaroo, but he's still got the legs. Tell us about the double quarterback set, Brendan. What's that about?
So what you'll usually do is just have two quarterbacks or two people that can throw a ball. One will usually be lined up at the line of scrimmage. He'll drop back, do that lateral pass, so there's no forward pass so far. And the reason you usually do that is to pull the defense to one side, to have one guy open on the other side, and it's just a nice, easy, long play like we just saw then.
Nice. I tell you what, the wind is starting to pick up, and we're starting to lose a few bits of our equipment, but that's all right. Paul Lawrence on the sideline. What do you got? Cross back to Paul Lawrence. For some reason, we're hoping he didn't blow away in the same. No. All right. Let's move back to the game then. What have we got, Tupou? Illegal forward pass. That's what the calling was, and that's why the ball got pulled back. And thank you, Paul. He had to do it manually. He had to yell it at me up in the commentary box. Again, it's what we do here. So that's why that play that looked really, really good got called back, and Tupou just got sacked. Not ideal. Metro Lions with all the play at the moment up 20 points to 7. 1:31 left in the first half. And there'll be a bit of head scratching going on for the North Harbour Pride. I mean, they have had the wind at their backs for this first half, which you could imagine would help them. Tupou. Little hip movement. He's got the side arm. It's a great pass. Put down.
Two receivers in the same place.
Yeah. That usually means somebody's got it wrong, doesn't it? If you've got two receivers at the same place at the same time.
Someone thinks they're the same position.
Yeah. David Tupou, unlucky that they couldn't get that one happening. So looks like we will get another look now at the Metro Lions, who are clicking on all cylinders. Of course, that two quarterback set. The interesting one is Martino Meredith and Israel Meredith both playing quarterback position, so it's interesting to see if they want to switch the two boys up. Easier for us, we can both say the Meredith in the background.
Yeah.
But it is Martino Meredith who is lining up in this snap. And he's got bunched receivers right in the middle. Slides back, it looks like, yep, a little under route there. Number 14, Thomas Naren, and he got away from the first grab of that tag, and looks like he's going to get very, very close to that halfway line, which would reset the downs. Go, Brendan, you can see it, it's perfectly in front of us. What are you giving us? How many yards left?
They've got one and a half. Let's
Yeah.
be generous.
It's great hands there again from Thomas Naren, and he's been doing this all weekend. Truly wonderful player. Meredith waiting for the snap, calls it back, trips to the left, rolls out. Oh, he's going to throw the bomb, and there he is again, Thomas Naren. Look at him go. That little wee stutter step. He's got it very, very close. Stopped right on the line. Flag pulled less than a yard out. Beautiful play all round. It's good football.
It's good football.
Paul Lawrence, you can call us and tell us exactly how close they are. Here we go. Meredith lines it up. I'm going to go at least maybe half a yard away. I'm calling that from distance though. 1 yard. There we go. Meredith. Nice. There it is. Little wee out route. And once again.
Mr. Automatic.
Mr. Automatic. Thomas Naren is just... And he's been doing this all weekend. I mean, I saw him catch a streak route. I saw him catch a little one over the middle, spun past the defender and score touchdowns. I saw him catch one right out on the end zone and pull it in. And he's not the tallest of players, but he's certainly got some ups, and he's got a clean set of hands and can play it from all directions, even when running it. All right, so it looks like that they've gone back. Is it, no, 1 pointer? We'll try and add another extra. Metro Lions on fire on offense. Tino Meredith takes the snap, sights himself. There we go, one of his favourite targets again.
Tapped. Tipped on defence.
Tipped on. North Harbour Pride doing everything they can to stay within this match. It's good football. Their offense rolls back out, and of course only 7 players listed. When you've got 5 playing on either defense or offense, that means you've got to play both ways if you're one of these players or some of these players, just to make the numbers up. And after a long, hefty weekend, the Madden boys, friends who got their team together after playing a game of Madden and have really enjoyed it and have certainly impressed a lot of people this weekend and found their way into this match, looking to try and pull their way back. That was a little off pass there, and David Tupou received the ball back. Gained 2 or 3 yards. That's the first half, looking like it's come to an end. It looks like they've got one more play left in them. Wide receivers, 2 to the right. Little out right there. He's going to need to get a long way. Oh, not long enough. There we go.
Timeout
red, okay. Ignore the screaming car alarm. Oh, I've always thought that was the halftime hooter, but no such luck. Yeah, it's someone's car alarm up on the hill that keeps on going off, and me thinking it's the buzzer, but it's not. So timeout for the North Harbour Pride, and they'll reset their offense and see how they can go. 2 wide receivers set out to his right, one off to the left. Tupou waiting for the ball to be snapped. Rolls out to his left. Oh, he's got a lot of pressure on him. Oh, a lot of pressure.
4th down.
Under a lot of pressure, and now they'll have one chance. One chance to try and make it to halfway and try and stay in this match. Of course, the Metro Lions up 26 points to 7 over the Pride at this stage, and they need this. Brendan, this is the type of play where you just run a few hooks and just stand there on that halfway line and hope the ball gets thrown to you and you hold it.
Exactly. You want to run just past that line, come back, and then make them think you're going deep.
What do you know, Brendan? You run a streak, that's what you do.
You run a streak, you go big or you go home.
You go, you roll the dice. You're down by 19 points, so instead of making that first down, you certainly take it. You have a hiff. It's like you would if you're at the park with the friends. You always want to run that streak, that long route.
Just do that, Brett Favre.
Yeah, that's it. The gunslinger.
Or Patrick Mahomes today.
Yep, slam it over the middle. And it has been a turnover on downs. We'll get to see the Metro Lions again. And, well, the sturdy hands of Thomas Nahn hoping as Martino Meredith runs the ball out. The wind starts to pick up. Again, I'm pretty sure they've been playing into a fairly stiff wind, this Metro Lions team. So
it's definitely picked up in the last 10 minutes.
I'm thinking that if they are going to be... Oh, they've had a switch at quarterback. Ezra Meredith's headed back to quarterback. The lead must be where it's at. Oh, now a couple of laterals. And looking for the long ball. No pressure being put on him. This is going to be a tough one to try and make any yards. He's still going to give it a hiff, though. Must be one play.
And it's out.
Out of bounds.
Cool. And that's half-time.
There is half-time. It was one play. So
one play.
The big arm of Ezra Meredith in to give it a hiff.
Run the clock out.
Yep, North Harbour Pride knew that was coming and dropped everyone back on defence. And bit of a one-sided half there. So we've got the Lions up 26 points to 7 over the Pride, and Metro Lions looking like it's all fire and all good to go. So I reckon there's a good chance to actually cross down to sideline there and see if Paul Lawrence wants to have a yarn and have a few thoughts about that first half.
Yeah, thanks guys. It's certainly been a exciting, action-packed first half of football. 26-7 to the Metro Lions. They're actually a young team too, and they're coming out with some exciting players, and they've got some very established players, but a lot of players actually pulled out on Friday, so they've had to rope in a few extras who are going the distance, and it's certainly been a couple of matches for the Metro Lions which have been really, really good. I've got CJ Berry with me now. He is the captain, I guess, of the the Wellington Wolves. He's also one of the NZAFF board members. CJ, tell us about your tournament. How's it going so far, travelling up from Wellington with a young bunch of dudes?
Yeah, so we've had an awesome tournament. We've played really good football. We've come out on the wrong end on just about all of them, but the boys have loved it, made some big plays, had a blast. It's been great.
And you've got a couple of young boys in the team. How old is the youngest player in your team?
Our youngest is 14 years old. Hopefully he'll be playing quarterback for us in the next game. But yeah, he's been eating it up for sure.
And that's the good thing with these tournaments is we can get the young players to come in and start early, and then they keep going, they graduate. They've got 10, 15 years ahead of them in the game. And as you can see from the referee out here, Jim Hunter, who you might see in the next game as well, he's in his mid to late, I'll say 30s, but it's actually 40s. We'll give you a wee wink there. So there's the longevity in the sport because there isn't as much contact is fantastic. And CJ, it's great. Good luck out there in the next game against the Hamilton Hawks.
Awesome, Paul. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Such a treat to have the boys up from Wellington City Wolves, of course, and he's right. You can play for a lot longer, and Brendan, I guess that's where a good point to bring you back in. I mean, you've been playing all weekend. How's the body held up? How have you got on?
I'm pretty good. I had surgery in January, so I'm definitely feeling it in that part of the body now. But it's, as we said, the team that stays the healthiest goes the furthest.
That's the one. It's whoever's the best and stays the healthiest is usually the teams that will be in the final. And I tell you what, just before we came to this game, there was a massive game between two favourites of the actual competition itself, that being the Hawke's Bay Heat and the Nelson boys.
Nelson Honey Badgers.
Yeah, the Honey Badgers, who have been both teams on fire, ended in a 33-point draw. Now, that was one of those games where you just wanted to keep on watching them go at it. The ball was being flung left, right and centre. It was a great advertisement for the game here, and the game is growing here, Brendan. The game is one of those sports that people are like, I actually quite like watching American football. I quite like playing it on Madden. And you know what? I don't know if I can afford all the padding and the helmets, and the contact is always a little elusive. And we've all seen the movie about concussions. What can I play that's a bit safer? What can I play that's right up my alley? And this is it.
It is. It's the one thing that's puts American football different from other sports is the forward pass. And flag football is the ultimate sport of the forward pass. You know, it requires two groups of 5 mates, just flinging the ball around. There's variations. If you don't know how to play, get in contact with your local club. Go to the NZAFF website, give us a Google. Even if you don't want to do that, there's plenty of playbooks online, and you know, Bob's your uncle.
Tell us about the New Zealand Markle. Now, some of these players obviously have either played for the Markle or are eligible to be playing for them. This is our New Zealand representative team on the world stage.
It is. So how we have the Markle is we have the High Performance Unit, which is a program where we use these type of competitions and our regional competitions, find the top players. We go, look, we think you've got some real talent. We want to develop, we want to grow you, and that we have a player pool that we can select on and go against the best in the world.
We'll have to talk about how we went last time out at the World Champs, but like there's a change at QB now for the North Harbour Pride as they'll get first position here. No, ball gets back down to Tupou, and he's offloaded it again, and that was a play that never really got going.
He was very close to getting a safety there.
Safety was when you get caught in your own end zone, which
and
would
results in 2 points for the other team.
2 points if you get caught in your own end zone and the flag is ripped. So it's all go. Tupou had his hands on his waist going, yeah, wasn't quite how we drew it up, lads. That's not how we ran it on Madden. Tupou got two wide receivers off to his right.
One rusher.
One to his left. There you go. And there we go. That's that methodical hustle that we've seen from him in the first half. It hasn't done them well, though, if I'm being completely honest, as the Lions, Metro Lions, lead 26 points to 7 over the Pride, but they're sticking to their guns.
They are.
They've limped into this game. Injuries galore, as what will happen in a long weekend of hustling. And the boys will get another shot to get a first down first and hopefully get a touchdown. But 2nd and 10. Tupou, nice little one over the middle again. More of the same, but he's missed the flag rip, and he's still going. Oh, wow, that was a great play.
2 missed flag pulls, but he's got the first down halfway towards the end zone. Great result.
Their usual starting quarterback there, that's Dylan Kirk, and he's usually the one throwing the ball, but his shoulder's a bit puckaroo, and he's decided to play centre, and obviously stack up the yardage as a receiver this time round. Tupou gets the snap. Once again, back to the big fella. Dylan Kirk throws a big side step, gets within half a metre of the end zone.
Flag was pulled just as he was reaching for the pylon.
So that'll be very, very close. And I might have got this wrong, but it seems to be that if you've got the wind blowing gustily into your face, it's easier to march it up the field in this game.
I think so. Or maybe North Harbour have just said, let's just play some safe football. You see them doing that fake handoff and then just doing dumps across the middle.
There we go. That pass was broken up. Great defensive play there from Sam Brown of the Metro Lions. And you know what? Sam Brown has been rushing all weekend, and there's a flag that's been thrown. Not entirely sure what that was for. Any idea down there, Paul?
Yeah, hey guys, I didn't actually see that. I was being such a good roving reporter that I missed it. I was actually checking the score on the game behind us, 22-8. The two Raiders teams playing each other. So I'm sorry, it was a defensive penalty, so it is half the distance to the goal. So they've moved forward another 6 inches, and here we go.
That's super. Oh, the little offload. Very good. Well run in. It's a touchdown. And elusive is the only way I could describe that. He looked like he was well covered, but he put the hands up in the air, and that's part of this with the flag, isn't it? You cannot cover your flags. You've got to have your hands up if you're running with the ball, and you've got to make sure that they're readily available for the opposition. You can spin, and he did it all perfectly there and made it through. Tupou gets the ball again. Little out route that doesn't quite work. Pressure on. And Sam Brown getting through on him. And the Metro Lions, well, they gave up that touchdown. They'll be happy that they kept the extra point out. And I don't want to be too ambitious, but it feels like we might have a bit of a game on our hands, gentlemen.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I hope at halftime they've made the adjustments. They've calmed themselves down. They're playing safe football. They'll be playing to prevent defence rather than trying to be aggressive.
I've got a feeling, boys, I'm going to throw this out there, that we are going to see a couple of bombs in this half from the Metro Lions with the wind at their back. They've got 3 wide receivers stacked out to the left. Tino Meredith waiting for the ball from Ezra. There he goes, the snap's big, flag's been thrown, so whatever happens here will be reviewed. False start. I'm seeing a false start signal there from the side referee. Looking like this will be pulled back, and the Metro Lions are going to be punished for a false start. So, movement before the ball was snapped.
There was a false start, so half the distance to the goal, replay first down.
They'll lose a bit of ground, the Metro Lions, but you get the feeling they should still march through. Scores 26 points to 13. As you can see on the screen, Metro Lions doing it easy in the first half. Now with the wind at their back, up against a beat-up North Harbour Pride, and Meredith takes the snap. Here we go.
Crossing.
Samir in that. Oh, Brown with a great catch. Great catch, and now we see he's got the wheels.
Great catch on the sideline. Body control to stay in and then get a couple of yards after the catch.
Paul Lawrence, is that Mitch guy that you were talking about that's got some wheels that tracked him down and pulled his flag?
Yes, it is. It is. It was obviously incredible snag by Sam Brown, and then Mitch, the man with the wheels, caught him. Got a fantastic tag there.
No substitute for speed in any sport, let alone flag. And now look at the set that we've got here from the Lions. Meredith at quarterback, and Thomas Nahn seems to be lined up and running back, and they've ignored the run. And there we go. Rocket.
Rocket right in the corner, methodical.
Nice. That's a laser. And the Metro Lions march their way back down the field, wind at their back, and it's a touchdown. We'll see now, going for one. Great pass there from Tino Meredith. Bought himself some time and just slung it in there. Sidearm action. You can see the flags on everyone at the moment, the wind blowing. And looking to try and convert the extras. Bunched wide receivers, everyone cutting out. Nahn's in the end zone, deep in the end zone. There he is, and he makes it. You know what? He went one way, cut in over the middle, and then saw that he was being covered, and with a slight fade, hits the out route and is found in the far corner of the end zone. And man, he's a tidy player, that Thomas Nunn.
Yeah, he does a route that is known as like China route, or if you're a Patriots fan, known as the Edelman route. And what it is you take a couple of steps, you slant across the middle, and then you break down and then shoot back the other way. You do that so that the man bites down on it and you get space, just like he had there.
North Harbour Pride back on offense now and really doesn't want to get caught there in the end zone. It's a great pass.
Great pass.
They've found themselves straight away in the Metro Lions half, and he's missed the flag.
As quick as that.
And he hasn't scored, put a foot into touch, but I mean, whew, that's one way.
Yep.
And Niwa Whataira, I mean, he's lucky that that outline got called, because he went lunging for the flag, missed it, and he's thanking someone up above right now that the outline jumped in and grabbed his foot. North Harbour Pride now only a yard away. They've got two wide receivers to the left, one to the right. Right does a quick out. Oh, great defence. That is wonderful defence by Eddie Taylor. He just reached in over the top and forced that ball into the ground, making sure that there was no way that there would be a reception there. And Eddie, confident fella.
Very confident. You would have remembered he was went down hurt at the start of the game, and he's just come back, and it looks like nothing's wrong with him.
Here we go. Trying to find it deep in the end zone, and there he is, Mitch. He's not only going to track you down, but he's going to find some space in the end zone, and he's going to take in. Oh, there's a flag been thrown, so this might not count. What can you see? What can you hear down there, Paul? It is a touchdown.
Yeah, so it looks like it was impeding the centre on the rush, but they've declined it as a... No, pass rusher was impeded, but they've declined it rather than a touchdown.
Right, okay. There we go. So the touchdown will count, and they're going for 1 point. Wide receivers triple stack out to the left, and cutting it over the middle. Oh, unlucky. So, she's still alive, boys. North Harbour Pride march up the field. They get the touchdown. Can't convert the extras, though. And the Metro Lions will come back out with that strong breeze at their back to try and tack some more points on from that 33 that they've already got. And Matino Meredith's been passing that ball well.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to do some stats to see what his efficiency is, because every time he seems to throw it, it just seems to be caught.
There they go again, stacked all their wide receivers in close to the centre. See what's going on. I've got a feeling they may be streaking, especially with Eddie. And there goes Eddie straight up the field. It's a long one. Eddie wasn't thrown to, though, taking the option of Connor Egan, who makes it within a yard of the halfway line, and of course the reset of downs if they can get that extra yard. Give themselves a bit extra than a yard now.
Yeah.
It's a yard and a half. I think Ezra was a bit kind there to North Harbour Pride. See, the quarterback's got the plays drawn up on his wristband, so the boys will come in and have a look. Eddie looked happy with the play, so could mean the ball's coming to him deep. Always a dead giveaway when you have a receiver that's highly vocal. There we go. Fake the run. There we go. It's a long one. He's gone out to the corners. Oh, great. Well defended.
Great defence. Was able to read that.
Of course, Eddie liked that play. He knew he was running all the way out into that corner, and he thought it was going to be 6 points. North Harbour Pride priding themselves on some good defence there. 9 minutes to play. Second half. Metro Lions well in charge. 33 points to 19 over the North Harbour Pride, and wide receivers snacked out. 3 to the left. Matino Meredith at quarterback. Takes it back, a couple of steps, rolls nicely out to his right. Shoulder fake. He's looking these receivers in. There's Thomas Nunn again. He's got away. He's got his tag still. And there has been a flag being thrown, but showing his elusiveness. And that tag seemed to just fall out itself.
Yeah, so if you catch the ball and you don't have a flag on you, it's dead where it is, but it's a completed pass. Right. The moment that the flag falls out, play's ended. So
I
it's really
did see
important.
a referee flag being thrown there too, though, but I'm not sure if anything's coming of it. Paul Lawrence, maybe you can fill us in.
Yeah, so the flag was thrown. There was a legal contact on the reception. He was pushed in the back.
Right.
So it was called defensive pass interference. So the penalty has been declined. So the ball's just going to be spot where it is now.
So if you do find yourself in an advantageous position of being able to decline the penalty, that means that your pass that you completed and where you ended up with the ball is actually better than taking the penalty itself. So that's what's happened here with the Metro Lions.
Exactly, and there's strategy around declining. If you're in the end zone,
Emotion.
Oh,
We had a bit of emotion there. That looked nice. That looked nice. All bunched and tight, and then the wide receivers found themselves in space. And watch Thomas Nard again.
Yeah.
He's so well aware of the space,
he just knows where the line is and where he needs to be.
and he just shuffles. He's small framed, but he knows exactly where his window is. He gives them that option every time. He just got into the end zone, only just in the end zone, and then just shuffled along that end zone until there was some space. And of course, Martino Meredith, he's threading the needle at the moment and found Thomas just waiting.
Yep, as Paul said, it's a game of inches.
If Paul says that again, I reckon that's a drink. absolute sitter of a saying. All right, so they've taken the ball out, and is this still one play or 2 points?
Oh, high snap.
Oh, high snap. They're doing a few laterals. It's open now, and Ezra brings it in. It's the centre who found his way there, and there was a few laterals before it happened, Brendan, but they were keeping us all on our toes. You can see it here, one lateral, two.
And then Darcy with the touchdown.
Darcy throws it in, and the extra points added. Once again, the Metro Lions showing us all how it's done. What would you like? A couple of laterals and an out route from our centre? Well, we'll put it on for you. So now, back to the North Harbour Pride, and they've got a mountain ahead of themselves now. Won't stop David Tupou, though, who tucks the ball under, and nice little slant route there run. And they will pick up almost all the yardage they need to get to halfway and reset their downs. I think they've given it
a first down, yeah.
It's nice. Nice play to begin.
Yeah, bro. You're up. I'll find out. Because what time's your game?
And we sit and watch the players now, trying to decide what's going to happen as they throw into the sturdy wind. Once again, you can see in the flags start to pick up. North Harbour Pride's David Tupou rolls out to his right, comes back to his left, being chased. Oh, it's a great pass. Evasion and step in, and he will be caught about 2 yards shy of the touchdown. So the Harbour Pride, I mean, what's changed, Brendan? In the second half, they've actually, their offense has been clicking.
It has been clicking. It's like Metro Lions seem to be splitting between a 2-2 defense or a triangle defense, and the quarterbacks have just figured out, right, we just know what we need to do. We're being smart with our players. We're not trying to force the ball. Let's go the safe distance. It's working for them. Just safe, smart football.
All right, here they go again. Tupou rolls out to his right, little stutter step, throws it in, and the big fella, Dylan Kirk, takes the touchdown. And he has proven quite the handful today.
Yeah.
He has been everywhere and in all the action. And a flag's been thrown. I believe false start on the offense. So they'll be marching that and taking the points off the board. And what was, as we're all commending them and patting them on the back, we'll take that touchdown away, and the North Harbour Pride will have to have another go at it. David Tupou. He's got two wide receivers out to the right, one up to his left, the big fella. Mitchell got himself free in the end zone. Can Tupou find him? No. Oh. And once again, Niwa found wanting. The ball was there, ready to be plucked, and didn't pick up the intercept. For those watching on the stream, if he'd picked up that intercept, Metro Lions back on attack. Let that one slip. So, where are we at now? Third down. There's two more opportunities. Or is it the fourth? No, third down.
Third down.
Two more opportunities to try and get this ball into the end zone. Tupou Has the ball hiked back. Stutter step. He's put up a big lob. To put
Floater.
the big fella up. Mitchell comes down. No. What are they
calling it?
They're calling it not complete. Did it touch the ground? Well, Lawrence, we didn't see that. Did it actually hit the ground?
Yes. So Mitch went up with it. Mitch went up with it, and he came down, but he didn't maintain control as he hit the ground. So as he hit the ground, the ball popped out. So it was ruled incomplete on the field.
Disappointing. That was a good throw. In fact, I thought it was a lollipop. I thought he'd put too much pressure on him, and he just flung it up there in a panic. But clearly it was drawn up. Tupou again, this is his last attempt to try and get this ball in, and he's got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tupou rolls out to the left, and he's under immense pressure. He still gets the gun away.
Touchdown, but was the flag pulled?
No. So one official was calling touchdown to the left corner, but head official says Tupou was sacked before, so his tag was taken before the ball got away, and so they've taken away another touchdown.
It's all about these missed opportunities. They'll be, after this game, that's all they'll be focusing on, the little mistakes.
I mean,
but they add up. They add up.
Tupou had done the Lord's work, buying himself enough time and evaded the attack, the attacking rusher for long enough, and then got the rocket away, found the corner of the end zone, the catch was made, and all for nothing. So Metro Lions back out their offense. Tino Meredith has been playing very, very well in this one. Little shoulder fake, and then straight through to his brother, Ezra, who makes the diving lunge and catch. And they're having fun now, the boys, giggling at each other for stumbling on the catch.
Cool. And that's the 2-minute warning. So look for Metro Lions now just to run the clock out. They'll do short passes. They'll run around.
So
and
2 minutes to play as the 2-minute warning, meaning that that's all we have in the second half left. Metro Lions up big, 41 points to 19 over the Pride. And just
a bomb.
Just Brendan had said it, they're going to run the clock out. Not at all.
No.
It's Eddie Taylor on the long run, the long streak, and that is the bomb we were thinking right from the first part of the second half. A great touchdown. Beat him on the streak route.
That play would have won me fantasy football.
That's right. Racking up the yardage and the score. What a touchdown. Eddie Taylor walks with a certain swag. Also, menacing stare. Always looks focused. Looks angry.
He's a nice guy off the field, though.
Mate, he just scored an absolute rocket. He's got that look like, don't get in my way still, which is the Metro Lions attitude, isn't it, Paul? That's you're used to seeing that attitude.
Yeah, Eddie's one of those players that you definitely want to be on the same team with. He's got an attitude like nothing else. He's actually been trying to get over to a junior college over in the States as well when he was accepted. And there's a point after thrown from Darcy. He was accepted over into JUCO in the States, but then COVID came along, of course, and that curtailed those plans. So he's still hoping to get over.
Perhaps that's why the menacing stare continues. The frustration with COVID. I think we've all had it. But yep, wonderful bring in there from Connor Egan, who jumped up in that end zone and added the extras. So 2 plays, Metro Lions stack on a touchdown and the extra point, and the North Harbour Pride, well, they're looking each other in the eye going, right, into the strong wind, what have we got? And David Tupou takes the ball. He's going to lob one up. It's right down the middle, though. Oh, Mitchell cut back in and almost pulled that off. That would have been quite the play. Flashing orange boots. Mitchell, of course, we saw him track down playing defense before and had a touchdown taken off him, so he probably would have liked to have brought that one in. And looks like time is up on the clock. Must be close to the end of this one.
I think we're in the 2 minutes we have stop clock if it's anything other than a completion.
Right, okay, so, there we go.
Although our clock has ended.
Our clock on the screen has ended. Forget about that. It's telling you lies. As Dylan Kirk, once again, just an absolute stalwart. He's that guy, he's that possession receiver you all want on your fantasy team. Paul Lawrence, he hasn't looked lost out there, going from quarterback to wide receiver.
No, not at all.
And centre.
Not at all. One thing that was lost on that play, though, was one of his flags. So he's actually gone back about 10 metres, unfortunately. So the ball's going to be spot where he caught the ball. So that all that evasion, unfortunately, was for nothing for Dylan Kirk.
Looked good on camera, though, and everyone can see just how he can swivel those hips, which in the TikTok nation is something to be admired. As David Tupou gets the snap back, 2 wide receivers to the right, gives it straight back to his centre. Just trying to march it up the field now. They know this one's in the bag and not going to be a win for them. So
No, but they've played incredibly well this tournament, and it's evident.
yeah, it's always tough to do when you roll into your seeding game, knowing that you're only playing with 7 people. That's both offense and defense, because everyone else is injured. And there's our bomb we've been looking for. Tupou, he liked the look of it. He liked the look of it. It did sail wide in the end. Of course, throwing into the wind, pushed it out of the end zone. And that was it.
21.
29 seconds to go, is it?
Yep.
And it looks like Metro Lions are they're not gonna go easy on him. I think this is a good chance to flex one's bicep. This is a good chance to go long, and
It'll be the nail's already in the coffin. Let's just lower it down.
yeah, really. Paul, you tell us what you're telling me over the stream.
All right. So basically, only one other team has put up 50 points in this tournament this weekend, and currently Metro Lions are sitting on 49 with 29 seconds to go.
All right.
Let's see how they do it.
This will be it. A little rugby pass, and then to start it, and no. Trying to pick it all up in one go. Ezra failed to bring that one in. Not the tidiest of passes there from Sam Brown, but the great thing about it, when you've got a lead like this, you get to see all the lads' arms, don't you? You bring out you're not your 3rd string, not your 4th string, your 5th and 6th string quarterback. See how well they can throw when you've got a lead like this and you're just having a bit of fun. But Meredith took his time off to the and went off to the sideline, but he's returned to hike the ball at centre. And here they go. The big arm, the wind. They're going wild. They want it all, and it's a pick.
Pick in the end zone.
North Harbour Pride, they don't want 50 scored on them, and with good reason. So the Metro Lions fail to reach the 50.
9
9
seconds left.
to go. And so if I'm the Pride, I'm taking a knee. Not in the end zone, though. I don't want to make sure that we get the 50 cracked on us. Metro Lions will be stuck at 49, Pride 19, unless there's a pick 6 here. Or a safety. No. Big throw. Mitchell. Oh. Pride had other things on their mind. They were going for it all.
Flag on the field.
Flag's been thrown.
I think that was thrown past the line of scrimmage. A legal forward pass thrown over the line of scrimmage.
So they will replay this one and lose a bit of yardage. Let's see what happens. The clock must be dead after that. That took well over 9 seconds for that play to take place. So this should be, theoretically, the last play of the game as the wind starts to pick up. As the wind starts to pick up, it's going to be tough. Tupou, they'll run out. And they tried a quick snap catch there and time out. And true to me, I've gone and called it early, just like you did, Brendan, saying that this will be where the Metro Lions run it out. I said the clock must be over, and I was wrong as well. So
we've got our original quarterback in. One last play.
One last play, and Dylan Kirk has come back. He's going to give that shoulder one last chance to let loose. Let's see what happens. I'm guessing Mitchell's going to be in the end zone, and it's going to be a lob. There it goes. It's a big throw. Looked like it hurt too.
Incomplete.
And that is us. Game in the books. Well done to the Metro Lions. dominant performance, 49 points to 19 over the Pride. And these two teams, it's been an eventful weekend for them, Brendan. Plenty to be proud of.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're both two new. Well, flag football is relatively new in Auckland, and it's just shown that there's a lot of players here, and that it's going to get better and better and better. The foundation there is for the Pride. I expect to see them growing better. Metro Lion is strong, but let's go see what Paul has to say.
Yeah, Paul Lawrence down sideline. Who have you got, Paul?
Yeah, cheers, guys. It's a big win, eh? Big win in these games. A lot of high-flying antics. Down here with Connor Regan. You would have seen him early on at the start of the game. Connor scored a couple of quick early touchdowns to give your boys the lead. That was a lot of fun out there, eh?
Absolutely. You got to enjoy it, and the team chemistry is great. We're an official club, and we love playing with each other, and that practice really pays off. It always makes you feel good putting up a couple of touchdowns. And
we were commenting at halftime as well about how you got quite a few young boys in the team as well who come up through the Colts, and they've sort of gone away from, well, I guess, gone through the ranks. They played a couple of years juniors, now they're coming out playing in the men's open, and some of these guys got amazing hands.
Oh, it's fantastic to see young Tom, coming up from the Colts, and he's showing that he can hold his own with grown men, and that guy's got some real talent, so I hope he goes places.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Connor. Great job out there, man. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Yeah, great job there from the North Harbour Pride and the Metro Lions. Entertaining match. We'll be back shortly with another one, which we can wrap our laughing gear around. Nice to know what that other one is. Cool. I don't know what the other game is.
Yeah. What's the next game? Oh. Okay.
Does this guy have advertising or something? Good?
Yep.
It's just so windy. Yeah, I could hear it. I was like, fuck, this is going to sound terrible. The only option is, like, if I turn this way but I can't see the game.
Yeah. I mean, or do we, I'm just trying to think what you can do, but then you can't see anything down there if you have like a shade. That's not a bad view.
Are you watching the stream or are you watching the game?
Watching both, kind of. I'm trying to flick between the two, like especially on replays.
It's actually hard to see the colours. Like, it's easier to watch the game itself, and then, but I've got to remember to look back because they're doing replays.
Yeah.
And yeah, so.
Are we playing now? Is Canterbury playing now?
Looks like it.
Oh, really? Why are we playing now? It's 3rd and 4th. That was what, 5 and 6?
7 and 8, 5, 6 must be 4, 3.
Okay. Have a look.
And can you tell me what the games are? So and who's sitting in what position?
Yeah.
So we can say, okay. Isn't like.
You take a photo.
So it's 3rd and 4th, and finished at 5th and 6th. Metro Lions were 5th.
Yep.
6th was da-da-da.
Oh, Wolves versus Hawks. It's Wolves versus Hawks.
Oh, double socking.
Double bagging isn't safe. Do you want me to try the other one?
It's not the best practice.
Yeah, it was brutal. I just don't want to tear your mics off. It's 50 cents out of the budget. I've done it and managed to do it without running. You know what that means? Because I'm used to working with tiny little socks. Test, test. Oh yeah, that's way crispier. Still wind though. Nah, no, it's tight.
Yeah, that's better.
Test, test, test.
Test, 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 test. Testicles, testicles.
So who we got here? Yep. I mean, yeah. I mean, how did it sound for you? Okay. It just sounded windy at times, and then for some reason we lost Paul Lawrence there for a bit, but I don't know. Oh, right. You need to remember to tell him to hold the mic up too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. On the line.
Sorta.
Sorry.
playoff for third and fourth.
Okay, third and fourth playoff.
Should I be playing in that? Yep. Okay, which one are we going to get? Do you want to...
Shiraz?
We'll get Shiraz. Can you grab Yol Shiraz?
Unless Paul wants to step up into the...
I can, but I'm meant to be playing as well.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And then the next game is Wellington Wolves
Yeah.
versus Hamilton Hawks
Okay, so hang on a sec. So third and fourth is Spitfire AFC.
and Nelson AFC. That's a 10-minute.
There's Nelson, Honey Badgers.
Yep. I can be mic'd up during the game. And then the next game is 5-6, which is Wellington against Hamilton.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, brother. So the AFC Spitfire. Tupu. Yep. Yeah, there's no one else here, so it looks like I'm going to be holding. That's all right. I can do my finest. Well, Paul's playing as well. Yeah. Here's Shiraz. Can't. No, no one. Just me, and Paul's taken off the sideline mic. That's all good. I can hold it.
I'm paying my guys if they pick you off.
Well, I don't have much choice, do I?
I'm not even kidding. I'll give them $10 a pick. We're good. Yes, yeah, all day. Just chill back there.
Sweet. Sweet. Are we going to be able to cross to Paul Lawrence? He can do a quick thing before he leaves. Okay. That's right, Whānau. Welcome along to Flag Football Nationals here at Unitec Grounds in West Auckland. And it's a beautiful sunny day. You'll be joining us to be watching the Spitfire third and fourth game against the Nelson Honey Badgers. Down sideline, Paul Lawrence. Paul!
Mark, I'm doing you a bit of an injustice here, mate. It's actually my team out behind me. I see that you've lost Brendan up in the commentary box with you, so...
He's stripping off.
I've got to leave you and go play myself. So we'll come back in the next game, but do a great job up there by yourself, buddy. You got this.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Paul Lawrence. Of course, yes, Paul Lawrence, let's keep an eye out for him for the AFC Spitfire Christchurch team, wearing the number 8. And, of course, my sideline commentator. And then my co-commentator has also been called out to play number 10, Brendan McKirk. He'll be taking some reps and also playing defence. Now, if you're just joining us, we of course are playing flag football, one of the fastest growing sports here, and you'll see the AFC Spitfires team put up there on the screen from Christchurch, travelled all the way up for this weekend and have performed admirably. We'll be playing against their South Island counterparts, the Nelson Honey Badgers, for third and fourth place. So plenty to play for today, and let's just see whether that time in the commentary box and some time to reflect for our friend Brendan McGurk will turn into some points on the field. The wind has picked up, but it's a lovely sunny day here in West Auckland. The Nelson Honey Badgers have played very, very well and were involved in a game that went 33-all recently to find themselves in this third and fourth playoff game. And it went down to points difference in the end, and they've got a very, very tidy team. Keep an eye on that number 5, Jono Entwistle, the QB for the Nelson Honey Badgers. A very tidy player, very strong player, great arm, and plenty of versatility. So I'm looking forward to this game getting underway between two South Island teams. Of course, 10 teams from all around the country joined us this weekend for the New Zealand American Football Federation's Flag Football Nationals. As I say, teams all around the country, including Auckland, Hamilton, Hawke's Bay, Nelson, Christchurch, and they're all battling to be number 1 here at the Unitec Grounds in West Auckland. It's 11-a-side, been stripped down to 5-a-side football without all the pads and the helmets and any of the contact. Instead, they wear flags on their hips. One team in yellow, which will be the Christchurch team, AFC Spitfires. They're wearing the yellow tags. And up the other end of the pitch, Nelson Honey Badgers will be wearing the green tags. They go through their warm-ups. Big matchup between these two teams. As I say, both teams finding great success this weekend. And Honey Badgers unlucky not to be playing in the championship game, considering they put 33 points up on the board and drew it with the Hawke's Bay Heat, who are one of the favourites to win it all. So they will be disappointed that they are actually playing in this game, but that's how it all works out. You can't have a draw. We do the count back, and the Heat found their way through, so plenty of excitement to look forward to. We love having you on board. If you are interested and want to get involved, check out the NZAFF.co.nz website for your nearest club and a chance to join and get in on the fun, because flag football is quick becoming a sport around the world that is exploding. And we do have our national team. It's called the New Zealand Mako. Of course, some of these players have played in tournaments overseas for the New Zealand Mako, and some of them will be keen to try and get themselves into that looking. Now, there was supposed to be a tournament earlier on this year for a world flag football tournament. It didn't come out because, of course, COVID struck and the tournament got delayed. So this is a bit of everything, man. This is where we are now. We're playing the national tournament, and we start off with the Spitfires in possession. Let's see how their offence goes. A little wee rugby pass forward, and they will be quite happy to carve off a good 10 yards. And that's a nice wee start for the AFC Spitfire. Number 5 taking that ball in, Ethan Hawkins, and getting himself some yardage, getting themselves out of that end zone, their own end zone. Of course, if they're caught in there and you lose your tag in there, you'll lose yourself 2 points as well. The big fella, Tupu Pataya, is the quarterback and flings a little wee one, but it's a bit short. Shin Kato was the expected recipient, and he just threw it a little bit too short there, Tupu, so they'll go back to the drawing board. You can see out there he's got his Got all his plays written down on his wristband. They all look in. A bit of a cheeky look too there from the Honey Badgers. Nice and close to the huddle to see what they're running. And it's receivers bunched to the left. Tupu gets the ball. Big one out there. And carving off another 15 yards. And we're moving up the field. So what are we looking at here? Probably about 10 yards left to get the first down. Remember, if you make it to halfway, you get to reset those downs, and it's another four plays to try and get into the end zone. You can do it one of two ways. You can either run it, or you can pass it forward. It's part of the tags. Who gets it? And a lot of pressure on him, and he's put it up, and it's fallen into the hands, fortuitously, into the hands of Ethan Hawkins. So Spitfire stay alive for another one, and we are moving forward. They'll get another 4 downs to try and make it into the end zone, and that was a bit of a lucky one there. Tupu, I think he knows it got a little lucky. Honey Badgers will be a little annoyed they didn't just whack that ball down. So he's running 2 wide receivers close. Well, they're all bunched in close to the centre. A couple of quick outs, and that's the streak. They're going to their favourite target, and what do we got? It's either a touchdown or an intercept, one of 2 ways. And calling it a touchdown. There's a bit of confusion between the officials. I don't feel like I can say it's touchdown until it... Are they going to give it? They have. Great touchdown. Great grab there from Ethan Hawkins, who seems to be the favourite target at the moment. And what a grab. So, Spitfire on the board early. And it's looking like they're going to go for the one-up. We've got flags being blown left, right and centre. The wind started to pick up out here in West Auckland. And Tupu Pataya with a bit of pressure on him, still puts the bomb up, and Honey Badgers managed to defend that. So, first point scored by the Spitfire, and it's looking really, really good for them. That was a nice march up the field considering the wind at their face. And now we get our first chance to have a look at number 10, Brendan McKirk, who obviously joined me in commentary earlier, and now he's playing. It's a bit of what happens here. It's what everyone does. It's how we roll here with the football. Play offense, play defense, play commentary. All in one. Honey Badgers with the ball, and Jono Entwistle, their quarterback. As I say, one to watch. He's got a cannon and gets rid of that ball nice and quick. To the number 41, Malcolm Mitchell. And I can tell you, they are drawing up the plays, and Entwistle has stacked those receivers nice and close. He's got 2 to his right, 2 to his left, sorry, and a little out route there, and well defended there from the AFC Spitfire. Coming through, Entwistle will have a couple more plays to try and make it through to the halfway line. And Martin Stowers comes up the ladder, joins me in commentary. And Martin, I'm guessing with the Metro Lions top on, pretty happy with that last performance.
Yes, debut tournament for our guys. So, you know, a work in progress over the weekend, but we really grew each league as games progressed. So, happy result for us.
Mate, it's all about growing. As Jono Entwistle throws a little rocket in there and it's put down. It's all about growing, and that's what the sport's doing, right? It's good fun. The lack of contact means you can play it for longer. It's a lot more enjoyable. It's like touch on steroids.
Yeah, well, I guess, you know, a lot of our guys have been in and around it. We just, as a club, haven't been organised for these sort of tournaments to date. But, you know, you saw there's plenty of ability in our team out there. So nice to sort of put it together, you know.
Very, very tidy team as Entwistle waits for the snap. Rolls out to his left, bit of elusiveness. He's making Brendan McGurk work for it. Bit of frustration. Bit of frustration shown there from Entwistle. Knowing the panic, they're on 4th down. They needed players to go long. No one was going long. Frustration indeed. Martin, how long have you been involved in the game itself around the Auckland region, and how have you seen it grow?
Well,
not necessarily flag, but football in general.
Football in general, I've been since 1981 pretty much. For us, especially a part of our Metro club, we're kind of a family team, so yeah, we've seen the game go from real grassroots to where we are today, so lots of different stages along the way, and you know, this is just another stage in the growth of the sport.
Totally. Such a young crew too that seems to be running. I mean, there's a couple of old fellas out there, but seems to be lots of youthful enthusiasm out there as Tupu Pataya throws up a bit of a lob and wasn't happy with that. I don't think anyone was happy with that play, but yeah, there's a lot of youth out there on the fields, and I mean, it's encouraging, right, when you see the people. I mean, there's a lot of American football fans in New Zealand, not only watching the NFL but playing it on PlayStation and playing it in fantasy. This just seems to be the right way to sort of vent, not only turn them from fans but into athletes themselves.
Yeah, well, you know, youth is where this all sport starts. You know, you got to start with the young ones coming through, and you know, especially in this year, this is a nice window of opportunity where guys can get an opportunity to really step into clubs, and this is a great example for them to see what they can do and how they can play football. You know,
totally. And Super just threaded the needle there. Ethan Hawkins picking up another great big catch and marching it down the field, and AFC Spitfire looking good as they close in on another first down and a chance to reset the clock. They'll have 4 more plays now to try and find the end zone. And I mean, with a family team like Metro Lions, you see it's not only the dads play, but the uncles played, and now the kids are starting to play. It's that real evolution of families within a club.
100%. You know, I mean, we've got cousins and cousins and cousins, but also we're getting the women, so we're getting the sisters and the nieces and the even some of the aunties getting involved as well. You know, like I say, it's a family sport, so it suits us as a club to support all grades, whether it's the senior, whether it's the young kids, or whether it's the women getting involved as well. So.
Beautiful. We just witnessed an absolute dime there from Ethan Hawkins, pulled in that one, and Spitfire straight in there and score again. So now they will be looking to try and add the extras. 1 point. Another big one. And there's our sideline commentator getting himself in on the action. Paul Lawrence pulls in the extra point. Was it Paul Lawrence? No.
Bradley.
No, Bradley. He'll claim it though, Paul Lawrence. It's actually Bradley Fraser who got up, pulled it in, and got his feet in. And
11 minutes to the half.
it's a very, very promising start from AFC Spitfire, considering the Nelson Honey Badgers were in a duel with the Heat just before. Now they've taken a bit out of them. So the receivers stacked in the middle. Heat whistle. A nice pass and great elusiveness there. Mitchell Bateman, hard to stop. And this is the great thing about the flag footballers. I mean, Mitchell Bateman must not weigh more than 30 kgs, but here he is out here on the field, being elusive and enjoying himself. And you know, he's playing against dudes who are big as well.
Well, there's some real fundamental techniques in flag football that translate to the contact game, especially in the skill positions. So, you know, skill positions not so much about size, it's about speed and technique, footwork, what you do downfield, zone, all the reads, etc. Really transferable skills.
Yeah, and it looks like John Entwistle's put the bomb back in his pocket. It's like he's just methodically worked his way down the field. He knows he's got the wind at the back, and you're very tempting to let it go. He's thinking twice about putting the big lobs up and actually just carving chunks and making their way up the field methodically. So, see what he does in this one. John Entwistle gets the ball back. Bit of a head fake. McGurk still chasing. There's Bateman again, and he's just so elusive, and he makes it. It's a wonderful touchdown. One-handed. Remember, it's not like rugby where you need to put the ball down over the try line. You just need to break the plane and see that underarm again. It's a nice little wee sidearm throw, and look at that. Bateman stretching the ball out, goes over the pylon, and a wonderful touchdown. So, Honey Badgers, Nelson, back in the game. Returning serve. And now going to try and add the extras with 1 point. Our receivers split very, very wide. I assume. There we go. Found his centre. And they will add the extras on. So, we've got a game on our hands.
13-7. Offense.
And should be an exciting end to the half as that wind starts to pick up. Once again, we get to see AFC Spitfire. Of course, these boys all in from Christchurch, up for the long weekend and had a lot of fun whilst doing it. So it's cool to see them out here playing off in this third and fourth playoff game. Tupu Mataya takes the snap, shoulder up there. Nice little lob over. They'll carve off. Shin Kato will carve off. Good 15 yards there. Make their way a bit closer to the halfway line. Those reset downs. It's one of two ways really, isn't it, Martin? Where you can either hiff it up the field and try and take it all in one, or you can just methodically carve it up.
Well, this one it really is a factor, and you hiff it up, it's going to sit up there for a long time if you're not right on the money there. So you're throwing up 50-50 balls in this wind if you're going into it.
Yep. Tupu Pataya knows a little better, but that one got away from him. Floated it up there. The build of Tupu, you'd expect him to be able to throw it through the wind and some. He's a big lad, and I tell you what, if this wasn't flag football, I don't think you'd be that keen to run and try and sack him if we were playing contact. He's a big lad. He's got a big rocket on him as well. So Tupu Pataya listed as both the quarterback and a defensive back. So obviously got some wheels on him as well. Can stay in there.
Well, you normally find it's the big guys that really do have that arm strength. Especially into this wind, it's the right guy with the right strength.
There we go. Another perfectly thrown spiral, but well defended by the number 7, Brooke Keats, getting up over the top of Ethan Hawkins and gets his mid on it and pushes that ball away. And it's looking like this will be it for them. It's their 4th attempt. They just need to make it over halfway, and they had this opportunity in the first drive that they had, Tupu Pataya, in the game before, and he was tempted. He saw a streak runner, and he had someone open in the middle, and still threw it for the streak runner. There we go. It's a lateral back. A lot of pressure on Ethan Hawkins. He's going to have to hiff it up. It's gone high, and it's an intercept. Honey Badgers sniffed that one out. So these laterals and these double quarterback sets, not something we see often, Martin, in the 11-man side game. I mean, we do see the Wildcats, but that's certainly unique to the flag football
generally
scene,
don't get that much time back there to pack the shopping baskets. So if you're like looking at the price for too long, and someone will come and sack you. So
yes. So we get to have another look at Jono Entwistle as he takes the snap, fires it back straight over the middle. Number 34, Shane Gordon. Shane Gordon, I have heard rumours, police officer, but more than that, in fact worked for the armed offender squad, so the guns are out, and it certainly looks like he's built for action.
it's all about the offensive weapons. That's how you score with the points.
That's right. So again, Jono Entwistle finding his way easily. It's a little rugby pass through. That's the beauty of growing up here in New Zealand. You learn them all in a spin move, and almost made it in. He's so elusive. Number 10, Mitchell Bateman. Actually, you'll know him well, and a player who I was enjoying calling. You've got a wee running back who, when I say wee, he's not wee, but he's certainly built stoutly, who I was very impressed with his running. Number 14, is it Thomas?
Young Thomas Nairn, that's
yeah,
correct. Yeah,
man, he's an incredible weekend of football as this player has been.
Yeah, like you say, built low to the ground, but also his ability yards after the catch. So he really runs through the catch and carries on after he's caught the ball, and that's really how you make those extra yardage. Yards after the catch are critical.
And it's something about pulling the move, that spin move, right at the right time when you know that the player's lunging for the flag, and you do it in a way that just, it's completely elusive and no one can get to you.
Yeah.
Head back in, Entwistle, he's got 2 wide receivers to his left, one really, really wide, and there it is, it's Gordon, and he pulls it in, and they're giving him the touchdown. Officer Gordon, we'll call him. touchdown that was. Entwistle, of course, has played for Mako, the New Zealand team, and he's got a gun on him.
Yeah, great arm.
Nice little sideward slant too when he wants to. Just gets that ball sideways. Not too dissimilar to Patrick Mahomes, or I don't want to draw too short to put him in the same book as Patrick Mahomes. But I'll go for the 1 point, and ball put down. Oh, bit of confusion there between the referees. I would say that that ball hit the ground. And they have finally decided. I mean, the officials, they've got a tough game out. I mean, it's a tough job out there. You've got a lot of chirping from a lot of the players. And they do work well as a team, though. So now we'll get to see the AFC Spitfires, see what they can do in return. This Christchurch team housing a few names, and they've got 3 wide receivers stacked to the left, which would be interesting. There's our sideline eye reporter this time. Finds himself 5 yards, Paul Lawrence, number 8. And Tupu Pataya going to march them up into this wind again. As much as you'd like to flex and throw it hard, that ball will certainly sit up. So the Honey Badgers in front so far. Wide receivers streak up the field. There goes the big one. And he's, disappointing. Shin Kato probably should have brought that one in right in the bread basket. He was being well defended though by Mitchell Bateman. Bit of a ruckus for the ball, and the ball ended up falling on the ground. So Tupu, he actually lobbed that beautifully. That went up over the defender, and it was bread basket kind of stuff. I wanted that one to come in. How about the talent evolution here in New Zealand, Martin? What have you noticed in terms of these players? Are they coming in a bit more smarter rather than just being, I've seen this on the TV. Now they're all drawing the plays up on the PlayStation. They're all watching the NFL on Mondays, and are they a bit of a smarter crew coming through, or are they still green as all?
I mean, back in our day, we barely had television, to be honest with you. You know, television coverage is something of NFL, you know, of the sport is something we kind of take for granted. But, you know, I'm back in the days of 1 and 2 TV channels. You know, you had one game a year if you're lucky, and it's probably the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So the guys get the opportunity to, you know, obviously Madden, online, YouTube. You know, you pick a lot up by just watching the game. You know, the more you watch, the more you learn.
And look at us putting our New Zealand flair into it. We don't need to be passing the ball overhand. We can do it with a little wee rugby shovel pass as well.
Well, like you mentioned, the laterals, you know, it's something that we do naturally. You know, you see some of those breakdown plays in the US, and you know, we know how to put a shovel pass on. It comes second nature to us.
For a lot of people who are new to the game, that's what happens, right? You look at a game of NFL and you say, why didn't he pass it? Why wouldn't he just pass it backwards to someone? And it's like, there is a big difference, and that's something that we should probably bring to people's attention. When you've got a helmet on and your peripheral vision is completely out, you've got shoulder pads on as well, and you're constrained by your jersey, it's actually quite difficult to put a little lateral on. It's not as free-flowing as what you would get in, say, rugby. There's another good catch there, but not much yardage gained at all for the AFC Spitfire, and Ethan Hawkins again the target. Tupu Pataya looking to try and score before the half ends. Countdown is on. Haven't quite found the line of scrimmage yet. Paul Lawrence trying to steal a good 3 yards. There we go. Tupu Pataya puts the bomb up. It's long, it's high, it's unsuccessful. And they've got another play to go. Third down. Tupu, again, really having to force this one into the wind, which is hard to do. Although they're willing to do it. They've had a few strikes now into the end zone and nothing quite being pulled off. Wide receivers, one out to the right, to the left, and they're doing the old double quarterback option. Oh, Bit of a dummy. It's a bomb. It's up high. It's long. It could be. Oh, well defended. And a flag is thrown, which could be on the defender. It's usually the case in the end zone when that type of stuff goes down.
Pass interference on the offense. That penalty is declined.
Pass interference on the offense. Pass interference on the offense. You don't often see that. As I was thinking, it was probably going to be little Mitchell Bateman who was back there battling away, and he's got himself into a sticky situation, and that wasn't the case. So that brings the half to a close. We've got an all drawn up game, 13 points apiece. Spitfires taking on the Badgers, the Battle of the South, trying to take out the 3rd or 4th placing game here at the Nats. And I'll tell you what, Martin, some of the talent that's been on display today from your team, but also around the entire tournament. It's young talent, it's enthusiastic talent, and it must bring someone of your status and how you've been in the game a lot of joy to see all these players out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see, especially the guys from out of Auckland come up here. I mean, these guys train hard, they play hard, and they've got a good standard of football. So, a bit of pressure on us guys in Auckland to sort of start playing the game to their level as well. So as much as we play a bit of flag, unorganised, but nice to be in this environment where we've got to come with our game because it's our backyard. We're Auckland. Everyone expects Auckland to be, good enough. So nice to see the likes of Nelson and Hawke's Bay, Wellington and Canterbury, all these guys coming up here and really sort of showing us what the standard is we've got to work to. Totally.
And there are a few regions that only play flag football, which is an advantage and a disadvantage to a certain degree, but the Napier team, also the Hawke's Bay team, they focus mainly on their five-a-side flag football. Same again with the Honey Badgers and Nelson. So they look sharp. They're used to it. They know the routes. They get to toy with it. And when you look at the Aucklands and the Wellingtons, who are still playing the contact sport 11 aside, they turn up to these tournaments and they're taught a few lessons. So
there's just time and repetition of reps. I mean, you would have noticed our team got progressively better over the weekend. But our preparation time would have been nothing that these guys have had. We've really just come together. Auckland, playing at a different level with everything in terms of what we could do for a while. So we really haven't had that much preparation time to come into this. But we pulled it together in the end. And we got a big wake-up call. First game, Nelson first up yesterday. That just showed us where we need, the standard we need to play to.
Do you remember the score?
No,
you don't have to. They tune you up. There we go. Honey Badgers back out on offense, and Entwistle with a great dime there. That was into the wind. Remember that. He was pretty close to being sacked by our man Brendan McGurk, and he got the pass away, and they will march it up. First play of the second half, and the Honey Badgers straight into it. Entwistle looking to that wristband, showing the players what they want to do. Here's the snap, the break, sorry. Wide receivers all bunched in close to the centre. Gordon spins out just a short route to the left, and it's a wonderful catch from Bateman. Number 10. Playing the role of the Julian Edelman, or if you're a football fan, maybe a Beasley. Should we put a Beasley on him? Playing for the Bills. Just that short, sharp route. Good set of hands. Elusive. Gets more than you bargained for. Mitchell there, the centre. Makes the ball back. Gains another 15 yards for his flags taken from him. And it's pretty methodical right now. Johnny Entwistle just marching this Honey Badgers team straight down the field. Some of these guys, I mean, I know Brendan was saying to me, he can't sit down, or he seizes up and he won't be working again. So I mean, it's tough on the body, right, for some of these guys who have been here and played 5, 6, 7 games back to back, and they're starting to feel it today.
Absolutely. I mean, we got to make the most of the opportunity that we have. So we squeezed all the games, I guess, into the tournament. But a good workout. And if you haven't had a full year of sport, which a lot of people haven't, just, yeah, a real workout for a lot of guys.
As Entwistle throws one into the end zone. He was looking for Mitchell Bateman, and Mitchell was well covered. Spitfire playing some pretty good defence, and this will be 4th down and their final opportunity to try and bank some points. It's a close one for the 3rd and 4th game. AFC Spitfire 13, Nelson Honey Badgers 13. That wind still whipping over the Unitec ground here in West Auckland. It's up. Oh, there he is, Officer Gordon. Great touchdown, great set of hands there, Shane Gordon, and a wonderful pass there from John Entwistle. Just zipped it in there. And you could see Gordon readjusting in the air, turned around, caught it 2 hands, brought it in. He's a soldier, and he just straight in, it's all focus, brings the ball, places it back down, back into the huddle, waiting for what we're doing for the 1-point conversion.
That's it.
That's what you want on your team, as the wide receivers very, very split now, and Bateman's open in the end zone, but they're going for Gordon again, and that's a wonderful catch. That is brilliant, dragging those toes. Clean set of hands, he was fast, it was sharp. He cut up over the middle and found him at the end of the end zone.
Like you say, those dragging those toes, that's a real technique guys really work on now, and you know, that's a direct result of what you see on television and how hard they work on those corners, you know. Great to see that level of skill.
Absolutely.
And guys doing that themselves here.
And those familiar with the NFL rules and college rules, it's like college ruling when it comes to feet and bounds here with flag football. You only need 1 foot down, but it always pays to drag the toes and make sure you get both feet down to prove to the referees that they won't take that away.
And you want to prove to the scouts that you can do it at the next level too.
Absolutely, yeah. You want to put down the police badge and get scouted from an overseas team. It's the best way of doing it.
Let's go, guys. 2nd down.
So the Honey Badgers 20 points to 13 ahead now. Tupu gets the help of the wind, but almost turned it over. Considering he's been working so hard against the wind for 1 half, now he gets the wind at his back. The last thing he wanted to do was turn it over on that first possession. So we'll see how they go again. Honey Badgers, the man with the hand up in the air is your rusher. That's the guy who's attacking the quarterback. He has to make himself known. Means he's going to come rushing towards the quarterback and put pressure on Tupu, who puts up a laser there.
Good defense.
And it's well defended, and that never looked open. So the Honey Badgers, Nelson Honey Badgers, doing it on attack and now on defense. And Tupu Pataya is under some real pressure back there. And this must be 4th down. So if this doesn't connect and they don't make it past halfway, we will see a turnover on downs, and the Honey Badgers really get a chance to put themselves in the favourite position. Here we go. Tupu holds it, lobs it. There we go. It's long. Oh, great hands, great play. His favourite target again, Ethan Hawkins, takes the catch, is aware of where the out of bounds part is aware of where halfway is, knows that if he gets the ball over that line, they'll get another 4 chances in this game and another chance to score. So wonderful awareness all round there from Ethan Hawkins, and a great time thrown by Tupu Pataya. Honey Badgers will be a little annoyed by that after working so hard for the first 4 downs to make sure that they contain them, and then that happens.
The wind on the back of his shoulder there really helping too, eh?
Yeah, dragged it in. Here we go, another rugby pass, and that ball has been dropped. Ethan Hawkins, he goes from 0 to 0 with that one. That one was an easy one to catch. He caught the tough one, and then the rugby pass got away from him. There we go again. You can see the hand up in the air, the defending man. That means, of course, he is going to be attacking the quarterback. So the quarterback is aware, defenders are aware. The Spitfire running a bunched set of receivers. And Hawkins again is the target, but he's up against a lot, and there's a pick, 1 foot in, and it's intercepted. That is a good play. 0-0, Ben McManus. Just the awareness again to look down. Where is the outline? I'll make sure I get one of my feet in at least, and there he goes. So, look through some of the replays, and of course that was a big play there, getting them the first down opportunity, but then turned over. I mean, it was well defended there. That's when the old quarterback has a favourite and doesn't care how many people are on him. He's going to throw it there. So we turn over to Jono Entwistle, the QB for Honey Badgers. And that's a nice play again for the man who made the pick. 0-0's Ben McManus becomes the recipient of a pass now, so he's done it on defence, and that's the great thing about football in general, right? Nowadays, it's not about just being a superstar on offence, you can get out there on D as well.
Yeah, and I guess in this version too, you know, you get plenty of opportunity to play both ways too. You know, yeah, I guess the skill sets do transfer from offence to defence, and once they throw it up, it's anybody's ball, so good time to compete.
Yeah, Jono Entwistle again. There was nothing going there. That was a poor pass indeed. Third down now. Jono wanted that one back. Almost went through his progressions, saw the man was open and threw it to the ground, which can happen. Can happen, the ball can get away from you. I get the feeling that's what happened there with Jono Entwistle. So, two wide receivers to the left. Looks like some streaks going on there, and another great play there from Gordon. He made the catch, and he's taken it. I think the defender pulled the wrong tag, and he's suffering a bit there. Yep.
Yeah, there's plenty of incidental contact in this game. You know, it's everybody's competing, so
yeah,
you get in close. It's everyone's ball. Who wants it the most?
And the tags are precariously hanging in an area where accidents can happen. As Bateman again shows his evasiveness, spins twice and could go all the way. Yes, he does. That is sensational.
Great move.
It's a swivel of the hips. It's a spin around, and Mitchell Bateman. Look at this. Whoop, bang, arms up, and makes it through.
That'll make the highlights.
Better. That was great work. The kind of player you want. Positive, quick, fast feet, and plenty of elusiveness with a solid set of hands. Mitchell Bateman's got it all here for the Nelson Honey Badgers. They set up for the 1 point. Jono Entwistle has two wide receivers nice and close to the centres as they break out. And Gordon comes in over the middle, and Entwistle gets free and rolled out to his right and had the big centre sitting there waiting to take it in. Wonderful play from the Honey Badgers. Malcolm Mitchell following it off with that extra point, and we get to have another look. The AFC Spitfire from Christchurch as the Badgers move out to a 2-touchdown lead. And I mean, we've seen both these teams now for the first half with the wind and against the wind, and it seems to be the Honey Badgers that have dealt with it best. Here we go. Tupu let it rip, but I think there was contact with him again. We might have, Family Jules might have taken a bit of a tapping there, so the flag was thrown, and I can assure you folks at home, this is not a common occurrence in flag football, as it's the first time in any game I've seen any contact there, and it's just so happened to happen twice in the last 5 minutes in this one game. So, yeah, the defender came running through, swung an arm out there, and poor old Tupu Taia felt the full brunt of it and was killed over. So tags get reattached. The meat and veg gets readjusted, and the flag gets picked up off the ground, and we're back into it, folks. See the AFC Spitfire have another chance on offense with that wind at their back. Paul Lawrence will be hiking the ball back to Tupu Taia, and He has wide receivers split to the left, and he's showing evasiveness there from the big fella. He lets a rocket go, but it's well defended. Brooke Keats getting in there, being a menace. And Tupu showing a clean set of heels there, rolling out to his left and then firing his cannon.
Yeah, well, he was off balance when he threw that. You know, he was kind of not the natural side to be throwing when you're rolling that side. So that was a good pass. It would have been nice to have had a completion there.
And we'll see their final attempt at making it to at least halfway on 4th down here. Tupu Pataya. I reckon we might see a bit of a bomb go high and long, and there he is again.
Nice.
Ethan Hawkins. He made the catch. Here we go. No, this is the 4th down. I called it early. Sorry about that. Still another play to go. So wasn't essential to have made halfway on that one, but it is this time. This is where the defense steps up. This is where they're excited. This is where a stop can mean their offense gets the ball back. And the Honey Badgers would love to put more points on the scoreboard right now, leading 27 points to 13 over AFC Spitfire. It's AFC Spitfire with the ball. Tupu Pataya, a little bit of a dummy, and he's throwing one up over the top. And that's a turnover on downs. It's disappointing. Very disappointing considering they did all the hard work. And it looks like Martin pulled up short again.
Got to keep running that route, you know, that shovel fake really brought, you know, the defense bid on that, and you just got to keep running that route downfield. That's the key to that play being a success.
So we do get to see that Nelson, the Honey Badgers, back out there on offense. And they're an exciting offense, putting 33 points up in the last game. We get to see a team that really specialises in flag football. One of the early favourites for this tournament. With a rip. There we go, end whistle. Straight to Bateman again. He's showing off his elusiveness. Spin, spin, spin. Just keeps on going. And frustrating for the taller, sort of lumbersome defenders for the AFC Spitfire when this little jackrabbit's bouncing around and eluding them with his little tags. This is where contact, this is where you want to play contact.
That, yeah, lowering the shoulder, I guess, isn't the right terminology in this game, is it?
No, you definitely want to make sure he stops doing it to you because it's humiliating. Ball brought in there from Ben Manis. As the Honey Badgers just march their way up the field methodically again. And Whistle brings them back into the huddle. He knows how important this drive is. This drive will put the game away. If I'm being completely honest, with 3 minutes left to go, this game is pretty much in the bag. But all the same, Nelson Honey Badgers want to finish off with a roar, and that's what they intend to do. As Jono Entwistle takes the ball, flings it out wide once again. Seems to have found that favourite target out there in Ben McManus, and he's just running those hook routes, isn't he? Just sits out there and just stays, and if he needs to come back a bit to the ball, he will.
Yeah, and that slingshot action of Jono's really does get that ball there, you know, you just got to, you get yourself open, he'll get it there.
Yeah. The hook route is finding himself in a bit of space, and starts coming back towards the quarterback, just to make sure that no one gets in front of him and that ball is set. And Whistle has two wide receivers to his left, one to the right, bit of a crossing route there. And look who it is. Captain Elusive, and he won't make it in for a touchdown, but he'll get pretty damn close. Mitchell Bateman again, picking up where he left off. Receiving yards, I mean, yards after the catch for Bateman must be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Meaning, wherever he catches the ball, that's one thing. But where he ends up, once they get his tag, that's a whole nother story. And Mitchell Bateman has been getting yards after catch galore in this one.
I guess being 5-man, you know, you get into that space and you keep going, you know, you're a hard man to catch.
Totally, wide receivers evenly split, one in the middle, two out wide. The two out widers do just get into the zone, and he's going to try and buy himself some space, and he does. That's Ben McManus, using his bucket really. That's what he did there. He planted his bucket straight in front of the defender and gave himself enough space and enough room. And Jono Entwistle threaded the needle and brought it in for 6 points. And they'll be going for one extra. It's impressive to watch. I mean, that's the type of route you run. It looks like there's no space there, but you bought yourself enough space by sort of planting the legs and giving Jono a nice wee target. It looks like a similar play again. Except this time, it's Mitchell Bateman at the back of the end zone and brings in that extra 1 point. So we're seeing what this Nelson Honey Badgers team on all cylinders. They've been tidy all weekend, but this is kind of what we've been seeing from a team that are very, very good at flag football, right?
Absolutely, and yeah, like I say, we saw what the level we had to come to, and as you mentioned, the game previous to this, where they had the playoff game, you know, that game could have gone anyway. That was one of the highlights of the tournament, was that game, and Badgers were a big contributor to that.
Of course, we will see the Heat playing in the final. Now, another bit of a drop there. And some encouragement being given to Shin Kato, who just dropped that one. It was a tough catch. Had plenty of pressure on him, but you kind of got to make him. That's the whole idea of flag football. When you get those opportunities and the ball's anywhere near your hands, you've got to clasp it. March the whole team in the offense forward. So, AFC Spitfire have had a change in quarterback. And it's that man, Ethan Hawkins, who was doing so well with all the receiving. He's now throwing the ball, and the young fellas are all out there in receiver. And the centre's gone long. A little ambitious. That ball thrown a little too long for the receiver. So AFC Spitfire now really just going through the motions at the end of this game. They've been soundly beaten by the Nelson Honey Badgers and a team that's well drilled, and looked like every play they called worked. Frustrating for a defense when that's the case, especially when you've got someone like Johnny Entwistle who gets that ball slingshot past you and that offensive humming. Here we go. Ethan Hawkins rolls out to his right, throws across the field. It's a good throw, and it's well defended.
Well, that's that whole, you get your hand on the football, you either, one of the two things happen. You either should catch it or you tap it down, one of the two.
I'm a big fan of this Brooke Keats and the idea of just slamming the ball down. Nothing can go too wrong when you get your mitt on it and push it into the dust, because we've all seen it when you try and pick a ball off and you tap it up in the air and then all of a sudden it's a completion and
well, they call the tip drill, you know, that's a big thing for defensive backs. You know, that ball, if you can get a hand on it, can go anywhere. So the tip drill's a big thing in all forms of football. So
totally,
if you can get that ball down, then all the better.
Hawkins, another rocket, lets it rip, goes up, Bateman, oh, Lawrence. Delicately caressed it with one hand, but couldn't bring it in. And that's a turnover on downs. We will see the Honey Badgers offense once again. Look at them. Yeah, they cannot wait. This team has, it's been a long weekend for them. It's probably very disappointing they're not playing off in the finals. And now they get to bring some of the young cats on and see what they can do. Johnny Entwistle's gone and picked up the plays, and he's running up and down the sideline. He was playing quarterback. He's going to be calling out plays from the sideline, which is great fun, as they start off with stacked receivers in the middle. And a bit of a dummy and a bomb up wide. And look at that, Bateman.
Go again.
He's got the wheels, and the elusiveness. Surely not. Defenders get to him, and 1 from 1. It's a tidy first up pass for the replacement quarterback, number 9, Drew Griffiths, or D-Roo, as you see on the back of his shirt. Not a bad statistic. What are you, 1 from 1, and what do you call it, 80 yards? It's a nice way of starting your day off. Drew Griffiths gets to the gets the car keys to drive this offense. Again, stacked receivers all in the middle. And Gordon was, I'm going to go ahead and say Gordon found some space in the back of that end zone, but D-Roo didn't see him. And that play goes nowhere. I did find it quite funny, Martin, that the people watching on the stream and watching on on TV at the moment. They can see the little ruffets bits in the pitch, and it's a rabbit problem that they have here, which is that's comical to me. They've had to go around and fill in all the rabbit holes. So.
Yeah, well, this once upon a time back in the 90s was actually our training ground. We used to train here.
The Metro Lions training ground.
In the 90s, yeah. There's a few boys watching over in Australia, I know, who were tuning into this, and they know that this is a big training ground for us back in those days.
Replay there as Deru finds Corporal Shane Gordon. Look at that. He's the Terminator. I'll be back of the end zone and caught it, brought it in. So Honey Badgers stacking up the score now and going for 1 point. Let's see how this goes with the replacement quarterback. Griffith, buying a bit of space, got hit in the guts there and sails out of the end zone. So they couldn't add on the extras, but they certainly got that touchdown. And I must say, Shane Gordon is an incredible athlete, well built, looks the part, and has a good set of hands on him as well. He's been pestering defences all weekend, and that was just another example of it. Just hanging out the back of the end zone and then pulling it in. So we get another chance to see AFC Spitfire. They'll want to put more points on the board. They don't want to leave, fly back to Christchurch with 13 on the board. They'll want more than that. As the quarterback, Ethan Hawkins, it's a rocket go, and it's deep, it's long. Oh, no. No. Flynn Marshall.
Should have had that.
Flynn Marshall knows he should have had that as well. He got through Mitchell Bateman and ended up right in the breadbasket. Maybe a little lower than the breadbasket, but still something that was very catchable. Ethan Hawkins. I say, Ethan Hawkins doing everything on offense during the receiving of it. Now showing us he's got a bit of a rocket arm as well. Performance he could be very proud of. Little head fake. Goes out to his right. It's another bomb. Let's see who this one is. And intercepted. Second intercept of the day for Ben McManus. And Ben McManus is doing it all. Great on offense. A couple of picks on defense. D-Mac, as you can see on the back of his singlet. And that one just floated away straight into the hands. McManus evades the first person grabbing the flag. And then Paul Lawrence, sideline eye reporter for the finals, managed to grab the tag. So there we have it. Honey Badgers back on attack. Late into the second. They would like more points as well. Just the 40, not enough for them. And Drew Griffiths playing at quarterback, split wide receivers. Bateman over the middle. Made a nice catch there. The game happening behind us at the same time. We've got the 5th and 6th playoff between the Wellington Wolves and who's that other team?
No, I think the previous game was 5th and 6th. This is the 7th and 8th.
7th and 8th, isn't it? Yeah, the Wolves, and there we go. Corporal Gordon again, making his way through, slicing the bread. He did lose a tag though, so it's not a touchdown exactly. But they will get another chance at it. Nelson Honey Badgers knocking at the door again. Gordon reattaching his flag. He didn't get it pulled, the wind blew it off him. And Deru goes deep. Oh, Bateman. Great ups from Mitchell Bateman. He got right to the back of the end zone there and got high enough to be able to bring that one in, but it just sailed a little high.
Gets himself to that right spot every time, mate. The quarterback just wants you in the right place. You just got to get yourself there, and he seems to be there all the time.
Totally. It's almost like they lose him, and he just pops up exactly where the quarterback wants him.
Well, yeah, it's about that coverage, you know. If that's your man, you know, he just... there you go, see?
And he's given the touchdown as well. Got up over the much bigger defender.
He wanted more.
Gonna go, see, watch this again. It's a great pass. It goes up, Who's back there? That's our sideline eye supporter there, Paul Lawrence, who got mossed. And Mitchell Bateman, the man must be at least a couple of feet shorter than oh man, Paul Lawrence. But he got up, got over the top of him, and brought it in for another touchdown. And the Honey Badgers on fire. Nelson Honey Badgers, a team who will be pretty distraught that they're not playing in the actual finals. But here in the third and fourth playoff, really putting the sting on the Christchurch AFC Spitfires as they go for the 1-point conversion now. They're looking to find someone open. Oh, there we go. Paul Lawrence gets his back by getting an intercept. That one will hurt him, I think. It'll hurt the ego when this much smaller player gets up over the top of you and brings in a touchdown.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play, but it looks like it's game over. It's all over, and it's the Honey Badgers of Nelson finishing the stronger of the two. AFC Spitfires from Christchurch, they'll go home knowing that they got 4th place in the tournament. And well done to the Nelson Honey Badgers, who managed to bring in 3rd place. Although after seeing that battle that they had with the Heat, I'm pretty sure 33 all and missing out on the countback, they would much rather be playing off in the next game.
Yeah, well, that game was worthy of a final. All these teams that now that they've got to the stage probably deserve to be there, but that game was worthy of a final.
The final will be the Lightning team, who you guys know so well with Metro Lions, Tamaki Lightning. That this is a team that you know very, very well. And Shiraz Sosa, I can see him over there in the corner doing his warm-ups, looking like Julio Jones himself, and taking on this Hawke's Bay side, who've really been teaching everybody else how to play this flag football.
I'll just say now, just for the record, that we did draw with the Lightning yesterday, so we were 1 point away from probably being that team in the final. But hey, that's football, full credit to the Lightning to getting there. But another benchmark team for us, especially in Auckland, with Shiraz's involvement in flag and the like. We know they're well drilled. So
Shiraz Sosa, of course, the coach of the New Zealand Makua team, and Martin Stowers, thank you so much for stopping by. All the very best for the Metro Lions and going forward, and let's see the sport explode and become New Zealand's favourite pastime during the summer. That's the goal anyway, so thank you for your time and your efforts and all the ongoing efforts with the Metro Lions team. So looking forward to coming back shortly and covering the final. Of course, we will see Tamaki Lightning taking on the Hawke's Bay Heat. Sweet. Fuck, man. Monitor blew away.
what happened? I don't know. Last night I couldn't sleep. I got it off.
Well, thank you for that.
I got media.
And we made you climb up the bloody ladder too.
Oh no, it's tough up here, mate. Hey, nice to meet you last night. I think they tried to hear us up with one of the Kiwi Bowls a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah. That's right, yeah. That's what I was doing with ANZ Sports Centre.
So, I sort of always thought I'll get there eventually. But, hey, that's the volunteer space we live in. Can't always be here, but
totally.
I appreciate you guys having this platform.
It's futurist. I mean, that's what you guys are doing in terms of the game side of it is awesome, but getting it out there to the masses, they can see it, that's the main.
Well, like I mentioned in my comments there, we have this guys watching it overseas, so they just love the fact that they can't see it. Because we always get the comment, where's the live stream, and it's somebody on the phone who's like this something off the nose. So people in the environment are like this.
And I'm just calling it
Well, I can talk, like I say, I really started, like I said to Shiraz, I stay in my lane, because, personally, I don't actually know flag that well.
No, I don't know.
There's a whole book on the story of the game here. Guys that have actually played skill positions, like a team of feet to feet that just move.
grinders, gentle feet to move.
Well, look at that. You might have seen a bit of that Paul Bussey play, you know, or even Jared Hayne, you know.
Yep. Twinkle toes, eh?
Guys,
Noodle and grind. Yeah.
you get taught that at a young age, you know, how to move those feet.
That's escaping the jandal, isn't it?
All right, Mark, hey.
Awesome, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for stopping by. That was like, sorry, I was doing the live commentary at the time, and I. Yeah. We.
No.
Yeah, no, we're good. We made it. Yeah, no, we're good. You all right? All right, brother.